Alright, so Boruto chapter 58 just came out, and overall it seemed to be kind of like a fluff chapter. Like I said before, the past couple of chapters were just very, very minor storytelling points. There's just maybe like 1 point to the whole chapter. Just like this one, there's like mainly 1 point into the entire chapter, but we do get to see a really cool fight between Boruto and Kawaki. So the chapter actually opens up with Naruto talking to Boruto about taking the pills that he got from Amato, which are supposed to suppress his outsutsuki powers. I honestly thought that Naruto was going to do a little bit of self-contemplation before bringing it up, but he brings it up in the beginning of this chapter. He's very open about it. He tells Boruto to, you know, kind of sit, contemplate, and think about taking these pills and don't jump straight into conclusions and kind of think about it for a bit. As he's saying that, Boruto pops one of them in his mouth, and Naruto kind of freaks out. He told Naruto that in terms of karma, he's already had time to think about it, and he definitely takes them, and he's very grateful to Naruto for bringing them to him. After that, we jump straight to what seems to be the training field, where we have you know, the entirety of Team 7 and Kawaki. We have Boruto, Mitsuki, Sarada, and Kawaki. They're all kind of being supervised by Naruto and Konohamaru. It seems like they're supposed to be doing some training exercises. But right before that, Kawaki kind of freaks out on Boruto for taking the pills, because the whole plan with giving Code the karma won't work now, because Baruto's taking pills that's supposed to suppress his abilities. And Baruto's like, hey, I thought that was just a hypothetical. I don't even know if that even work. Like, Baruto doesn't really want to do it, you know what I mean? He doesn't really want to kill Code like this. Kawaki just wants to jump straight to conclusions, just kill him, take over his body. That's it. Sarada tries to kind of like tone it down, but he kind of just blows her off. And while they're doing the training exercises, Kawaki actually attacks Mitsuki, kind of complimenting him on his ability and combat capability. Konohamaru kind of wants to interfere, but Naruto tells him, you know, kind of sit back, let's kind of see how this plays out. And Kawaki goes to explain why he did this. It's basically like how combat training is some of the best forms of training, and that's what helped hone his abilities by Jigen with most of his lessons and his grueling combat drills. So Sarada's like, alright, I had enough of this. She throws a fireball jutsu at him, and he almost slashes her in the back of the head. It looked like he was about to kill her, honestly. And Boruto kind of saves her there. He comes up with an interesting compromise. He says, alright, hey, you know what? We'll continue to do the normal training drills if I win, and if you win, we'll do your combat drills. Kawaki's like, okay. So they decide to go at it, and the fight begins how you think it would begin. You know, Boruto uses shadow clones, uses a Rasengan, doesn't really do too much. Kawaki hits him with a little interesting unnamed beam here, and Boruto actually uses the karma to absorb it. And this is kind of interesting because obviously the pills prevent his outsutsuki abilities from expanding, but it seems like it didn't really null them or anything. Like, he still has the karma seal ability, so I'm not exactly sure why. So I don't know, I just thought that was something interesting to note. He uses lightning style thunderclap arrow, and Kawaki tries to absorb it because he forgets he doesn't have a karma seal, and he just gets yeeted across the map. He kind of like sits there in self-contemplation, and he like literally admits defeat. And keep in mind, the whole time Naruto and Konohamaru are just sitting there like, what? And Boruto kind of mentions that the reason why Kawaki is doing this is probably because he feels bad, and he feels like you know, the whole that Kara is his fault and Code is his fault. But he said that they can get through it together. And that's kind of how the chapter ends off here. Naruto's just kind of watching. He's kind of proud. Kawaki's like, how am I supposed to protect the Lord 7th if I can't even, you know, beat Boruto? But it ends on a high note, and I'm kind of glad we got this fight, because I feel like there's gonna be, later on, we're gonna see something like the Valley of the End, Naruto and Sasuke with Kawaki and Boruto. We're gonna get some serious nostalgia vibes, because if you remember, during that fight, you get to see Naruto and Sasuke go through their different ages. You get to see them when they're younger, and then you get to see them when they're older. During that fight, and I feel like we're going to see something like that with Boruto and Kawaki later on. I'm going to let you guys know my predictions for the next upcoming chapter later on, but that's basically all what this chapter is about. If you guys like more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.